What's up everyone, this is Dax McClellan and this video is big, okay? This video is real big, so first things first, I want you to grab a paper and pen and write this stuff down. You're gonna wanna take notes for this if you're serious, okay? This video, I'm gonna teach you how to become a better tattoo artist and I'm gonna give you 7 tips on how to do that, okay? So let's get into it. Number 1, you wanna try other mediums of art, okay? Now, what I mean by this is when I first started tattooing, what I realized was all art forms work together and they somehow create these connections in your brain that help your tattooing. One example I can give you is ever since I started oil painting, now I look at my tattoos like an oil painting. I look at the needle like a brush. And the same way I'm mixing oil paints to create a color is the same way I'm mixing tattoo inks to create a color. So it will help with your color blending. That's just one benefit. Now you want to try other mediums as well. Find your own experience, okay? So try other mediums. It'll help with your tattooing. And it creates those connections in your head that work together. Number 2, go to conventions. The reason why you want to go to conventions is because they will inspire you in so many ways. For example, you're gonna meet sponsors, possibly. You're going to get opportunities, maybe guest spots. Maybe you'll meet your role models, stuff like that. Something about a bunch of like-minded creative people, a bunch of tattoo artists in one room just creates a huge amount of this creative energy that is hard to explain. If you haven't been to a convention, go to one. I highly encourage it. You will leave inspired, you'll leave excited, and if you kind of hit an artist block, going to a convention will help break through that. I promise. Okay, so tip number 3. I say this all the time, invest in yourself. You know, try new supplies out. Get the expensive supplies. 9 times out of 10, it helps with your tattooing. It makes it better as long as you really give it a fair shot and give it maybe 21 days to try out. Obviously, there's a learning curve with everything. So you can't just try something out once and expect this magic results. You gotta give it a try. But invest in your supplies. Sometimes it'll bring an excited feeling like, wow, I love this ink set, or this machine is awesome, you know, something like that. When you invest in your supplies, that's some of the things you might see. Also, invest in your education. I have a portrait course. Sometimes we open enrollment for people. You want to get into that if you don't know how to do portraits. You're going to skip tons of trial and error by investing in education, whether it's anything, tutorials, whether it's investing into a seminar. It's always a big payoff when you can invest to skip trial and error based on somebody else's experience, okay? Maybe you want to find a mentor, okay? Get a tattoo from them. You can look at how they're doing it. You can ask them questions. That's an awesome thing to do. And yeah, so invest in yourself. That's tip number 3. Now tip number 4 is step out of your fucking comfort zone and challenge yourself, okay? Too many artists like to stay in the safe zone. One thing about being safe is that there is no growth in being safe. When you're comfortable, there's no growth. You have to step out of your comfort zone to grow. Just like your very first tattoo, you weren't comfortable, I'm sure you weren't. You had to step out of your comfort zone to try it out. And you probably did it again and again and again. Keep doing that. That's what equals growth. Because when you step out and you grow, that builds confidence in something, okay? When you first try something, it's really hard to be confident about it because you don't have experience. But the more experience you have, the more confidence you will have. Also, the more times you do something that you didn't think you could do, it builds your belief system. And for example, if you step into something and you look back at something that you didn't think you could do, but you did anyways and you succeeded, that's going to go into your belief system. That's going to improve your confidence levels, okay? Next thing is, there is no success without failure. Now this is common sense. You can't just succeed. The person who's the most successful with tattooing or successful with women or whatever is the person who's failed the most and has the most experience just getting turned down or messing up tattoos. Maybe not messing up tattoos, but totally getting like just doing a bunch of tattoos that weren't necessarily their best, okay? That's how you build confidence, that's how you get success. Okay, so tip number 5, find your why. And what I mean by this is, why do you do what you do, okay? If you find a deep why behind your tattooing that's bigger than just you, this will help you get out of bed on those days that you feel like crap, okay? Maybe it's your kids. Maybe it's, to help your clients. But it's gotta be bigger than you. I promise, if it's bigger than you, it's gonna be more powerful. Because sometimes there's something that's bigger than you that you're gonna face. And if your why isn't bigger than you, that's when you'll give up. I've seen a bunch of apprentices do this all the time. So find a bigger why than just you. And this will help create a driving force to help you do what you do. Tip number 6, learn how to design digitally, okay? This is something I personally only design digitally now. Why do I do that? Because number 1, it eliminates all the sitting there, like all the busy work of creating a design. And what that allows me to do is focus on the actual design, not just the sketching or drawing with a pencil. It helps me create more advanced designs, find more depth in my pieces, and it saves time with creating. I can create a design that takes an artist 6 straight hours to a week in a matter of an hour, okay? So it saves a ton of time, and that helps me deal with a bunch of customers, a lot more customers actually. So that's a big one. And the last tip I want to give you is, this is tip number 7, do more honest self-critiquing with yourself, okay? If you can't say you could do better in a tattoo, you won't do better in a tattoo, even though in reality, there is no perfect tattoo. You can always do better as long as you're honest with yourself, and you can just look at your tattoos and look at what you could do better. Maybe it's just a line. Maybe you just need to do a little extra detailing in a touch-up session. Maybe you could transition the tones a little smoother, or maybe you want to deepen the colors. But you got to know where you can improve so that you can improve, okay? So that's my 7 tips. Just to recap, number 1, try other mediums. Number 2, go to conventions. 3, invest in yourself. 4, step out of your fucking comfort zone and challenge yourself. Number 5, find your why. Number 6, learn how to design digitally. And number 7, do some honest self-critiquing. Okay, so if you like this video, share it and subscribe. And I want one thing from you guys. I want you guys to comment any more tips that you feel like I should have added to this video to help people become better tattoo artists, okay? This should be based on your experience, not just opinions. So share what's helped you become a better tattoo artist right now. Peace.